Hi everyone, welcome back. Thanks for joining me again this week. My name's Alicia. Today we're celebrating the Feast of All Saints. Today we remember all the people who have lived their lives really well, devoted their lives to God, and inspired the world, and who are now known as saints. This is a reading from the Gospel of Matthew. Jesus and his disciples went up on a mountain, and they sat down so Jesus could teach them. Jesus said to his disciples, "Blessed are the people who know they need God, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to them. Blessed are the people who are sad now, for later God will comfort them. Blessed are the people who are humble, for God will give them everything. Blessed are the people who work for justice, for God will give them all they need. Blessed are the people who show mercy to others, for God will have mercy on them. Blessed are the people who have hearts that are pure, for they will see God. Blessed are the people who make peace, for they will be called the children of God. Blessed are people who suffer for doing what is right, for the kingdom of heaven belongs to them." The Gospel of the Lord. Throughout history, saints have allowed God's love to shine out through them, and their lives are examples for us to follow and aspire to be like. Saints were people just like us. They felt hungry, tired, angry, disappointed sometimes, just like we do. But the saints did difficult things, even when they didn't want to, because they loved God so much. Saints were men, women, old and young, from all parts of the world, who committed themselves to live their lives in a way that Jesus wants them to. Many saints were just ordinary people who lived their lives serving Jesus and sharing his love and message with everyone they met. A saint is anyone who lets God's love shine through them into the world. Everyone wants to be happy. Jesus came to show us the way that we can be happy. In the Beatitudes today that we heard about in the Gospel, they teach us that happiness comes from putting our faith and trust and love into God. We belong to a family of God. We are all God's children, and we should always try to do our best to follow the teachings of Jesus. We know that we are not perfect, and that's okay. Jesus just wants us to try our very best. The Beatitudes from the Gospel are an example of how we should live our lives. The saints were people that did just that. They're great examples of how to live our lives the way that Jesus wants us to, by being kind, generous, forgiving, and standing up for what is right, even if it's really hard. When we think of the saints, we think of saints who are important to us. Many people are named for special saints. For example, if you know someone named Elizabeth or Francis, their patron saints are Saint Elizabeth and Saint Francis, and maybe that's where they got their name from. Do you know if you're named after a saint? Is anyone in your family named after a saint? I know some of you might go to schools that are named after saints. Saints are people who love Jesus and share that love with everyone all over the world. We are called to be just like saints and live our lives devoted to God and doing what's right and letting God's love shine through us. Maybe this week you can try to find the names of some of the saints. I will give you a start. I know there's a saint named Saint Andre Bessette, and he's Canadian. He's from Quebec. This week, let's think about how we can follow the example of the saints and live our lives like God wants us to. This week, I decided to make some paper lanterns. They're pretty easy to make. You get a piece of paper and you fold it in half, and you can cut off a little strip to make the handle, and then you just cut slits all the way up, not all the way across though, and then you just open it when you're done, and then turn it, and then you can staple or tape it, and then you can add that extra piece as the handle. I decided this week to write the names of some of the saints that are important to me on my lantern, and I made a couple different colors, and I'm going to hang them up to remind myself of the light that they shine and how we can aspire to be just like them and let our love of God shine through us. I hope you all have a great week. I'll see you next time. Bye.